Okay, new video. This time what I'll be looking to do is to create a bit of a menu system. So we've got our functioning little macros here which create a nice little update to references and reports and sales figures areas, but I want to create a right hand menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on reports with the right mouse button and then drag it across. Click on sales figures, click away, and then with the right mouse button drag it across. I'm going to do the same with references, so right mouse button and drag it across. Now these all work for this particular area, but I want to have a similar menu for the reports area, sales figures and references. So if I go into reports, as you can see there's not much screen available for me, so what I will do is I'll just resize and then move this across, and then I can create 3 more nice little menus. So I can insert shapes, I can create 3 different ones. So this one's going to be Sakai's Snacks Setup. Just go into home and change that there. Insert shapes, get this next shape as well. I'm going to be calling this one Sales Figures, and again center it and insert shapes, and I'll have another one and I'll call this one References, and again center it. Now for references I've already got a macro there, so I can click on the references macro, click OK. The sales figures I already have a sales macro, but for the Sakai Snacks setup I don't have one, so I need to record a new macro. I'm just going to call this one setup. Just use the letter P. Go to Sakai's Snacks setup page. Tab, probably a better word. And all I need to do is just click on the Sakai Snacks setup and click stop the macro. So when I go in here, right mouse button, assign macro, Sakai Snacks, so it's the setup. So now when I look at it, I can click back to the setup. Reports, back to the setup. Sales figures now needs to have 3 as well, so I can insert shapes. So I can go 1. This one's Sakai's Snacks Setup. And I'll just center that text, insert shapes. And the next one would be reports, because this is sales figures. Nice reports, or graphs you could even say. I don't mind what people will write down for these different areas. And then for the next one, references. And then I'll put that in the area. So all of these have macros that can be attached to it. So I can just go into the references area. I can go into the reports area. And with the Sakai Snacks, I can go into the setup area. All that's done. Now I go into the references. I can do the same thing again. So you can see how once you've got things nicely organised, you can create a menu system relatively quickly. So here we go, just about done. So again, what I have to do is I have to assign it. So right mouse button, assign macro, setup, right mouse button, assign macro, reports, right mouse button, assign macro, sales. So now I should have my nice menu system. If I want to go back to the setup, I can go to the reports, I can go to the sales, I can go to the reports, references, and all of these little buttons are now working quite nicely. So make it easier for Sakai to navigate around the screen. So now we've got an area where he can set up all of his figures. We've got an area where he can view his reports. An area where he can view the sales, like the overall cost breakdown. And also an area where he can look at the references and potentially update the references. I think particularly this whole higher area might be an area where he can update.